challenging thing for me. When I agreed to play this role, I had a conversation with Ryan, and I thought it was an interesting topic. I think he's a true artist, like one of the only television producers where when you see his stuff on television, you go, oh, that's a Ryan Murphy. And I knew he was going to surround me with extraordinary people. I thought this topic was like incredibly pop culture, socially relevant. And I agreed to play the character, and then I read the first, I think I read like the first episode, and my character was in like one moment. And I went, okay, I need to figure out who this character is. And I read the next episode, and I think I was in like one moment. And I was like, still don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'm gonna like. And so it's just trusting that the conversation that we had about who the character was actually going to appear on page, and then making a bunch of calculated guesses about in establishing the character what direction things were going to go. You know, it's one thing to not know where the story's going to go, but it's also another thing when you don't know the backstory of your character. And so it was just trusting the process as that unfolded.
I do believe this show is an active question. It asks the audience something, and then I think it's important to get in rooms or with your groups of friends or whoever and talk about it and talk about your measure and your relationship to beauty. So I think if anything, it hasn't changed for me, but I'm definitely aware of my evolution in relationship to beauty. You know, when I was younger and didn't know, you know, as much as I know about myself or how I wanted to present myself in the world, and compared to where I am now. So I'm able to kind of see the evolution and be able to separate how much of that was my own idea versus the world's projections of how I should show up. And we've talked about that being tethered to security and safety and all of those things. So I think if anything, it's just unpacked some just kind of human experience of survival, if you will, and why you go, oh, I want it to be beautiful to feel safe, or I want it to be beautiful to feel worthy, accepted, like all of those things. You realize it's less about it coming from a place of like just vanity and being like, I'm so hot, but you're like, me being hot is tethered to success and security. And, you know, I think those are the things that for myself, you know, I guess a younger version of me was kind of chasing after or wanting to feel.